I need a background.
Despicable Me.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's a good background. Can you hold it up the whole time?
I don't know.
Does Drake edit for you?
Drake is editing?
Yeah, Drake's the Xander brand's editor.
Wow.
Yeah, Drake does that. Drake does the Xander brand. He edits for the Xander brand. He's a lifesaver because he also comes up with ideas too. So like right now, me and him are just kind of splitting duties, which is making it so much easier for me.
He does come up with a lot of ideas.
I did.
Yeah, he's really intelligent whenever it comes to that.
You should pay. Wait, how much are you paying Drake to edit?
How much? I'm not paying him anything. He's doing it volunteer. I don't have the money to pay anybody, and he understood that whenever he came in. He's like, "Yeah, I totally understand."
Well, you know what, Xander? I'll also edit for you if you have multiple projects going on at once. I need volunteer hours for community service. The court told me so. So if you like sign off if you sign off a sheet for me and tell the judge that like I volunteered to edit for you.
You know, Xander, I can actually edit for Xander brand. I don't know if you know this, but I edit quite a lot of things.
He won't edit for you, Xander. See, look, I edit most of my videos, but like sometimes like if it's a certain video, I'll get Aidan to edit it just because I don't want to. And so it will take him like 4 weeks to edit
that I don't want to. Like, there's this one about some weird sheep.
Well, yeah.
And we did one that was about milk. Cool idea.
Well, the milk video was a very good video because I edited the milk video today, and anyway, I can't wait to release. So you know how Smosh they did food battles like once a year they did a food battle. Well, we're gonna have an annual milk chug competition. Every year we're gonna have a competition chugging a glass of milk, and every year the cup will get bigger and bigger and bigger. So by like 2025, we'll be chugging like a full gallon.
That will make you very sick. Like there's actual like signs you sick. I'm not editing out any of this. I'm not editing out any of this.
It's still been recording.
Or Drake's not editing any of this out.
You guys can edit this out though. I need to go grab something.
Oh, he's going to use the restroom or something. He's going to grab something. Great. Drake, be sure to edit that out.
Wonder what
Okay, I'm back.
Awesome. Okay, you're just grabbing headphones. Great. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Full Force Podcast. I, as always, am your host, Joseph. I'm here today with Aidan and Logan. It's called Satire Honey. It's them. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Yep, there you go. They did it. That's what I told them to, that's what I told them to do. They did it. Like I said before to the audience of Full Force, it's really hard to do solo podcasts. So now I'm going to start bringing guests on. I'm going to start having fun with this podcast a little bit, and it's not going to just be self-centered. Logan and Aidan have both been doing YouTube for a while now. Logan recently stopped, and then now he's doing it occasionally. He says that's right, Logan? You're just doing it occasionally now.
Yeah, and today, technically, I uploaded my first video 2 years ago today. The one up now, my oldest video, is re-uploaded, but 2 years ago today was when the first video came out.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, you got. I know.
Oh, what were you saying, Xander? Joseph?
I know at some point you started. I remember at some point in your videos. I don't know how far along you started making Xander Club jokes.
It was the first video.
So I remember that.
The first
was it
video,
really the first video?
The first video I said, "Hey, sweet Logan Club," and like the
you did the Wolfpack thing, yeah.
Xander kind of inspired me to do YouTube, and then I inspired Logan.
Did I really?
YouTube, I think so. I think it was. I told Logan. I think it was when I started. There's something I watched like a lot of Rice Gum and stuff at that time, and I was like, I want to have like beef with Clay Nation and Fallout Boys and Xander Simpson because I thought that'd be kind of funny.
Is
Like
that why you made like your
technically,
whole channel?
in a
Your whole
way,
channel was Xander Simpson needs to stop. Part 1, part 2. My friend reacts to Xander Simpson.
I didn't do
Then
Simpson
like
needs to
me singing Xander Simpson's cover of Somebody That I Used to Know.
most of them I removed now on YouTube.
But they were so great. And then Aidan made Logan Hodges needs to stop. Right when I started my channel, he started making videos about me, saying of me just dancing or whatever. And he was like, Logan Hodges needs to stop.
Yeah. I thought it was funny because one time I heard my mom listening to the song Xander made, like the "Somebody I Used to Know" song, but it was like a cover of like some other dude doing it, and I was like, "That's not the real thing." So,
Wait, what's your favorite Xander Simpson song, Aidan?
um, lyric.
Lyric.
Oh, lyric. Oh gosh, that's my longest song. That song's like 7 minutes. How? How did I do that?
I don't know.
I like Virus into the Mind of the Youth radio edit.
Yeah,
Really?
dude, a lot of people like those. I don't get okay, so I had to re-release music, or I'm having to re-release the music to a different third party because now I have my own label. So I'm having to re-release stuff. And by the way, other people can join. So go to musifygroup.cf to if you're an interested artist. Sorry, I had to plug it. But so now that I'm on my own label, some of that stuff has gone down. Noticeably, the album that I put out with lyric and a few other songs, a few other noteworthy songs. I didn't make a lot of money with those, but now that I'm under my own label, I will make 100% of everything. So, so ultimately, I've made a good penny off the newish songs I've made. I've made a good amount of money off that because I'm now using my own label. But it's really funny because I can look at all those stats and I'm just like, man, these are like the really meme worthy songs here. These are the ones that the people just keep making fun of, and it's funny. It's kind of funny, but then again, it's kind of sad too because it's like all I am is just a meme.
Well, embrace the irony of it, you know.
Oh, I
Do it
do,
ironic. Yeah,
I
that's like
do.
the best thing you can do.
And every time I put out a new song, there's a spike in views and a spike in. That's why at midnight on the night of recording, midnight tonight, there will be a new song out. So like my first song in forever. It's a really good one. It's called Real Man, and it's about the injustice presently in America right now. So that's fun. Yeah, so we're going to be talking today with Logan and Aidan about our inspirations as far as content creation goes. Mine goes a little bit into music too, but mine's mainly from the YouTube aspect of things as well, because I do a bajillion things. So I want us to all kind of go around the table. Like we'll all start at number 10, and then we'll go to number 9, then so on down forth. We have some honorable mentions too. I hope they also prepared some honorable mentions. I did some honorable mentions, but yeah, so Logan, do you want to start us out while I go grab my computer charger?
Yeah, sure. So I'd say I started out. I've had YouTube channels forever and wanted to make videos forever. I always really liked movies. So when I was really young, it started off with just terrible Minecraft videos, not even screen recorded, like recording an iPad screen with like my iPod. But then I quit for a while. But I guess I'd have to put number 10 for my biggest inspirations as the original Smosh duo, Ian and Anthony, because they like sketch comedy was what Aiden and I started out doing, just straight sketches the whole time. So I'd say Ian and Anthony from Smosh would be number 10.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and they're going to be on my list.
No, I think Xander,
Sorry.
you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, I unmuted Zoom instead of Discord. Yeah, so I think that they're going to be on my list at some point. Like at some point on my list, they're on my list. But what is your number 10, Aiden?
My top 10? Oh,
What's your 10? What's your like
number 10.
Yeah, not your number 1, your number 10.
Right. Well, let's see. My number 10 inspiration for content creation. It might have to be trying to think who was the first. Maybe it's like maybe it's like Vin Diesel or something. Cause like
That's a good one.
yeah, I remember my first one of the first like non-animated movies I had watched or something was like The Pacifier with Vin Diesel, and I thought that was a really funny one. And so yeah, I guess Vin Diesel was kind of uh, a small like an inspiration that would go up on number 10.
Yeah, I
Joseph, what
almost put
about
some
you?
actors and directors on my list, and then I was like, no. I kind of because it was really hard to come up with. Right? Yeah, so I did try to put on some actors and directors, but then I was like, I wanna try to see what I can do with just 10 spots. So my number 10, because of the way I present stuff, I would say more modern day than what I used to do. But my number 10 my number 10 inspiration would have to be John Mulaney, just from like the way that he presents himself and the way that he structures things. Because recently I've been getting into a lot of like comedy, not on YouTube, but on like some of the short form content apps like Byte, TikTok, Triller, some of those. And I've been doing a lot of comedic things on there, and I've been using like the John Mulaney type type of presentation.
Nice. So you want me to go to number 9?
Yeah,
My 9 kind of adds on to yours, and my 9 leads on to my 8. So I as well, I really like stand up comedy. I don't like making basically comedy sketches anymore. I like my comedy in a more satirical way. If you know what I'm saying. And so I like in a commentary sense, commentating over something. So I'd have to put like Jerry Seinfeld as my number 9.
Seinfeld.
Um, because he's a good stand-up comedian, funny guy, and I do a pretty good impression of him. Like,
let's hear it.
man, what's with dating these high school girls? Like their parents always ask, "How old am I?" What's the deal with that? Like
That's good. That was a good
Yeah,
impression.
like very
That was a good
nice.
impression.
So yeah, I'd have to say my 9th biggest influence is Jerry Seinfeld.
That's a good one. That's a good one. What about you, Aidan? What is your number 9?
Number 9. Um, let's say for number 9. How about um yeah, we'll go for yeah, kind of like what I was saying earlier. We'll go for Clay Nation cuz
That's a fair
yeah,
one.
that
That's a
was
fair one.
right. I mean, that was really like honestly kind of sadly like the first time what in like 5 years I had like I don't know, friends I had seen like every day. And so then it was like
Yeah,
yeah, so then it
and
was
you
like
saw them doing the YouTube thing, right? That's where it came from. You
yeah.
saw them doing the YouTube thing, and you're like, man, I kind of want to try this.
Yeah, like Clay and Fallout Boys and uh Craze. And then yeah. So they're kind of like, well, maybe I should do it too. So yeah, that one goes out to Clay Nation.
I think Clay's a good one. I didn't put him on my list because I had already been doing YouTube, but like I think he's a fair him and Fall Out Boys and maybe even Pineapple King. They were some that I saw that I was like, man, I kind of want to ramp up the
Oh
way I
yeah,
do things.
I
You know,
forgot about Pineapple King.
that's how it all started between
Yeah,
me and Fall Out Boys. Whenever we had our little beef, that's how it all
there
started.
was Pineapple King. Oh yeah.
Ah, man. Pineapple King. My number 9 would have to be Matt Pat because I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to get into some research focused content soon. But also just the way that Matt Pat is straight up himself on camera while doing something that isn't really personality based is just amazing. You know everything about him. His personality's right there on screen, and it's something I try to bring to light even whenever I'm just doing something with somebody else, or if I'm doing something as like the president of the Xander brand. I'm always wanting to bring myself into that. Yeah, I feel like that's a fair number 9 because he's that person. Another also going along with John Mulaney with that presentation style. What's
Yeah.
your number 8, Logan?
My number 8, so leads into the comedy and the way I've switched my comedy. It would have to be Jay Schlatt. Yeah, I mean he's risen to popularity pretty recently, but his style of irony and playing a character ironically, um, I really like it. Sometimes I can just step into a certain persona and character and just go off that for miles, let's say. Just being able to play a satirical character in a non-satirical world, make it seem like you're serious, but you're not. Sort of like in the Colbert Report, where he played a super right wing guy, political guy, even though in real life he's pretty liberal. So just being able to do characters like that, ironically. So Jay Schlatt is my number 8.
Yeah, we were gonna actually have a show very similar to the Colbert Report on the Xander brand, but I was like, I don't feel like I have the time or energy to be like Stephen Colbert did on the Colbert Report. But yeah, we were gonna call it the Alex O'Reilly Show, I think, or something of that sort. And then we had pulled it. I was like, man, I really wanted to act like this like super Trump conservative guy. It would have been really fun. But I feel like a lot of people would have watched it just like they did with the Colbert Report, where they think like, oh crap, these are his real views. Like, no, he was just him playing a character. And a lot of people don't get that. But I get what you're saying with the character thing. I'm gonna have some people that were able to play characters on my list, because like whenever I started doing the Broken Xander thing, which was obviously a parody of Matt Hardy, a amazing professional wrestler from the state of North Carolina. He did this broken character that just got people into it. So I was like, well, I want to try to do something similar. And I got suspended from school, and I had some extra time, and I was like, well, I kind of want to just make like little videos where I'm pretending to be him or whatnot. But yeah, that would have that was a dark period, man.
Yeah.
But a lot of people loved Broken Xander, and I might bring him back now that I'm not going by Xander anymore. I might just call him like the Broken one or whatever. I've been teasing
Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring
Back.
Broken Xander back.
I've been teasing him on Twitter. I've I've been teasing him on Twitter a little bit here and there, like like posting pictures of my dog, because like my dog had a big integral part in it. Both one of them passed away, but one of them was also in it, and oh my gosh, the whole thing. I loved it because it was just me outside, just being like, "How crazy can I sound today?" Right? So Logan, or sorry, Aidan, what is your number 8?
Wait. I have a question. Is Broken Xander the one that went to the hospital and was on life support?
No, that was Crozan.
Yes.
Oh, that
Yes.
was or was
That was Xander. That was Xander because Broken Xander
Xander.
messed with him, I think. Yeah, it's in Aidan's video. That little audio clip's in one of Aidan's videos, the Amazon Alexa one, which I'm going to get you back for that, Aidan. Just wait. Just you wait. I've already made something that's going to be really funny and is going to just shatter everything. It's mainly not of you using phrases, it's mainly of you using individual words. The amazing ability of technology where I can make you say anything I want you to say. All right, Aidan, what is your? We were on number 8, right?
Yeah.
What's your number 8?
Okay.
Excuse me, we are actually on number. No, we are on number 8. Okay, yeah, you're good.
So, none of you probably wouldn't have heard about this guy, but I guess I have to give him credit because he's probably one of the main things. He's probably the guy, like, after I watched him, he made me, make my first video kind of like related of his content. And his name is his name was Aaron Esser, and he was this dude that just did like Nerf gun YouTube videos and stuff. Like he collected Nerf guns and he did like Nerf gun battle royale or Nerf gun like Call of Duty type thing. And so then I was like, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll get like my little brother to do one with me. And I kind of did, and I still have it. I think one day I might leak it, but I was like probably 11, 11 years old when I made it. So, but yeah, that Aaron Nesser guy, I'll give him credit.
That's awesome. Yeah, my number 8. Let me pull up my list again. My number 8 is the king of YouTube himself, PewDiePie, because everything that the guy does just turns to gold, right? And he has such this carefree attitude about everything that he does. It's like, great. Well, I do this. I don't care how you feel about it. I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to embrace the memes. Which, like we said earlier, like that's the best to do. Once you like start to become a meme, you need to just embrace it. I know that from experience. Because I just became a meme. And you can ask Aidan, like, no, I'm sure you know too, Logan. Like, there was like multiple places and everywhere. Like, I'd get messages from people I didn't know, like, oh my God, I love you. You're my favorite. I'm like, who are you? I would get this, I think last year. No, no, it was no. It was last year. I'd be walking from band class to lunch, and this kid would come out of the gym every single day. Yo, Xander, I love you. You're my, or I'm your biggest fan. No, it was I'm your biggest fan. That's what it was. I'm your biggest fan. I was like, cool. I have no clue who you are, but that is amazing how my reach now goes beyond people that I know. Because that's how I started, was people that I knew. But yeah, so PewDiePie is my number 8 because of that reason. He embraces the memes. He's just himself, and he loves what he does. What is your number 7, Logan?
My number 7 is gonna have to be another comedian. I probably only have like one or two more. Like, I guess not really a comedian. He's a YouTuber. iDubbbz himself.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he's my number 8 or 7 because to be honest, I just find him hilarious. Like he never makes a video that doesn't make me laugh in one way or another. And then also he shows these dumb characters who say and do whatever, but then he also has a very thoughtful, cynical side to him, as you can see in his content cops or his 2 documentaries that he has now. I really like both of his documentaries that he's made, which aren't comedy related at all. They're pretty serious documentaries about other YouTubers. So, I'm gonna have to put iDubbbz on there for his content creation style.
That's fair. That's a very fair person. I'm not really that big of an iDubbbz guy, but like I have to say, iDubbbz puts on some good stuff, and I know a lot of people are inspired by him. I know without him, by association, without him, I wouldn't be such as big as I am in the YouTube community, because like low Fallout Boys, he lifted me up there with that beef, and it started from his parody of Content Cop, which, what does he call it? What does he call it, Aidan? What was the name of Logan's thing?
Oh yeah, he did the. He might have just called it Content Cop, or maybe he did like
It was like cringe
con-
content or something like that,
cringe police, cringe content. Yeah, that's what it was. He did cringe
like that.
content. He did
Yeah,
one.
and
Yeah.
he did one on a lot of people. I think he did like 2 on Clay Nation. Anyways, so without iDubbbz, I really wouldn't have. What are you doing, Logan? Without him, I really wouldn't have been able to, reach that high with it, But yeah, I feel like he's a fair one. What about you? What is your number? We're on 7. Yeah. What is your number 7, Aidan?
Mine. Okay, as long as I'm kind of like going down memory lane, I guess the next one would be probably Jacksepticeye, because then that's when I started watching gaming videos, and I was like, that looks so easy. You can just sit there, play a video game, and you can make a lot of money off of it. So I was like, okay, I'll try and do that too. I mean, I didn't really have any like software to really edit a good video, like a gaming video. But I kind of tried. So yeah, there I'll give it that one to Sean. The clock
Yeah,
runs out.
that's a fair one as well. I mean, as far as you think about like biggest gaming YouTubers, he's up there. And I feel like a lot of, like you said, a lot of the original YouTube was either like comedy parodies or gaming, and gaming was on that next level. And then if you look at some of the top people on YouTube now, even some of them got a big lead with gaming.
Yeah.
My number 7, if I can pull it up without typing. My number 7, and this goes back along with the characters because she did such an amazing job with her characters. Would have to be Colleen, who most people know as Miranda. Miranda Sings, because she had this character, and like people. I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point people were like, "Oh my God, is this really how this woman is? Is this woman really just picking up a camera and just blah, 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 into the mic?" And although I didn't really in the original days of Broken Xander, it was just a Matt Hardy little ripoff. I kind of started to see how a lot of the people with characters on YouTube did that. And she was definitely she would definitely has to have something to do, even if I modern day make the broken one back alive. She will definitely have to be someone who I think about whenever I go into making that, someone who I can look onto and be like, I can do what she did. That is great. Who is your number 6, Logan?
I'd have to say my number 6 is Markiplier. Um, because that's when I got into gaming. Aside from Minecraft, like the first channel I ever really noticed, like the name of, was Stampy Longnose, which I'm pretty sure everyone who was on YouTube knows. But no, I'd say once I started getting out of the Minecraft phase, it was Markiplier. So, and it's not because gaming influenced my content. I'm not really into video games that much. I play a couple games. But it's more like his entertaining personality and his sweet and genuine personality. And so yeah, I'd have to say my number 6 is Markiplier.
It's a good number 6. I
Yeah,
think my number
that is a good number 6. What about you? What about you, Aidan?
um my number 6. Okay. So I get good. So the next ones are gonna be the top 5, which are gonna be like more of the ones you've like really inspired and the ones that still inspired till this like to this day. So the one person that did inspire me but really honestly doesn't mean anything right now is Logan Paul because I just watched all of those vlogs and
Not a good role model, but
yeah,
not a good role model, but
that's when I was
I
like,
could.
introducing to the vlog life, So and that was when
Yeah,
Logan
I
Paul
feel
was
that.
like the face of vlog. So I was like, yeah, okay, Logan Paul, you'll give me some ideas.
Yeah, like Aiden and I, we love Logan Paul so much. We made a video, a parody of a Logan Paul vlog. Because that's just how much we like Logan Paul and Mark Donner and Mark,
Oh, that one.
and the Dwarf Mamba, of course. He's great. Just love the Logan Paul cast.
Yeah, it's every day, bro.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to throw that one in there.
my favorite part was when we got AP to be Dwarf Mamba Logan. That was
Yeah, too bad we had to cut that scene, but AP was a good Dwarf Mamba.
yeah. AP is our
Why did you
cameraman.
guys have to cut it?
It was too offensive.
Oh, I figured as much. I figured a lot of stuff whenever you start in comedy, you're like, oh, that's going to be a little offensive. And a lot of people have that. A lot of people have that downfall with them. It's like, oh, that's too offensive. I mean, look at people like Shane Dawson, who recently, got a lot of heat for some some videos where he used blackface, right? Like, and a lot of people, have done that. That's the thing, and a lot of people are getting caught for it now. And it's not that it wasn't a bad thing back then. It was definitely still a bad thing back then. But now we're more aware of, hey, this harms people. We should be more aware of what we do. We shouldn't be so insensitive to people. Like, I can tell you right now, if we all lived like 10 years ago, I'm 99% sure a lot of us would be getting in trouble right now. Like, out of all three of us, like, I'm pretty sure we would all three be getting in trouble. Like, a lot of us, if a lot of the things we said whenever we were, like, if it would have been 10 years ago, oh yeah, we all would have, like, yeah, we would have, there would have been some stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, so the problem is Dwarf Mamba and Logan Paul's he's a white guy, and our friend, he's African American, and so he did whiteface for the video.
Oh, yeah.
So ultimately, we just had to cut it.
Yeah.
Was it really whiteface? Did you guys really whiteface for him?
No.
Wanted to make it
Okay, I was gonna say that's not insensitive at all. It's only the other way around because But yeah, no, I feel like you yeah, that makes sense why you cut it though. If it was very insensitive, that's the unfortunate part about comedy is sometimes you say things you're like, that's not going to go over well. It's going to be taken the wrong way. Joe Rogan recently got into some heat for previous episodes of his podcast where he wasn't even making. Well, one of them he was making a joke about Caitlyn Jenner, and he dead named her. So there's a lot of stuff with that. And Spotify got heat because of their new deal with him. And it's just crazy how that turns out, But then again, you have to think about other people and think about how they feel. So it was a good decision to do that. So my number 6. Wait, we're on 6. Yeah, we're on 6. Okay, my number 6 would probably have to be Philip DeFranco because he modernized. He hasn't really now he influences me more than he did before. Before he was just a name on YouTube. And honestly, I really respect the guy for what he does. He does like unbiased, very like centrist news. Which is incredibly amazing considering I'm pretty sure he's a left-leaning person. I can't even tell because of like how he presents the news. He's like straightforward with the news, something that you don't see today, in especially whenever people are talking about drama or this or that. You get this biased opinion, but he's like, this is what is happening. This is what was said. Here are clips. Here is evidence of the things that are happening. I'm not just speaking from my own personal like feelings. This is facts. This is facts over feelings, which is incredibly amazing for somebody doing videos like he does. And it influences me to be like, hey, whenever I'm doing videos, I need to be kind of relaxed about what I say, not be like super anti this, super supportive of this, because like there are some people that don't do that. And one of the biggest things about content creation is not alienating your viewers, right? You can't be like, well, this is the best because of this, and things like that. So I feel like that's why Philip DeFranco is my number 6, because he's not quite in that nostalgia group yet, but he's someone that really influences me, not only just on content creation, but also like in real life. Like there's a lot of stuff with him. Whenever I'm talking to people, I'm like, I need to think about how I'm doing this. Or whenever I'm talking to younger people and I'm like, I need to think about how I'm doing this, because I don't want to be this person that like influences pushes their views onto others, who would your number 5 be, Logan?
So number 5. Yeah, this is when we're getting into like people that still basically influence what we make today. So I'd have to put it's hard for me to do because I have 2 named and I said I was going to decide once I got here. So
let's just hear both of them.
Well, I was going to put Matt Pat, like you said, but on number 5 because recently I made a video parodying film theory with a Phineas and Ferb theory. So I love Matt Pat. He's behind a lot of memes and just great overall. And then the one I was thinking about leaning more towards was Jack's Films. I love Jack's Films videos. I like how many different styles of videos he has and how many people he's influenced. I mean, look at PewDiePie himself with Lawai parodying Jack Films' Yai. So yeah, Jack's Films I will say is my definitive.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one. What about you, Aidan? What is your number 5?
My number 5. I think my number 5 goes to somebody who, yeah, I am still, kind of editing videos like him, and that would be Call Me Carson, because we've been doing, kind of like,
Carson's a good one. Carson's
yeah,
a good one, man.
yeah, because we've been doing like Discord videos like he has. We're gonna make some more soon. But then he's also just kind of a funny guy, and it's not like he's ever really trying really really hard to like
Yeah.
get out there or be loved. It just comes naturally for him. So the fact that he can
Yeah.
do, yeah,
If it was ever my intent to be like this meme and this like funny person, I would have definitely had Carson on that list. It obviously wasn't my intent to be like this. Like I wanted to be taken seriously from the beginning, right? Like I started doing the podcast whenever I was like 4 on this little web radio website, and it was intended to be a serious thing. And then I remember this guy who still to this day has like a really big following, kind of like his name's Dog. He does a show called Dogma Debate. His name's David Smalley. It's mainly about like religious things or whatever, and I don't know why, but I was following him on this web radio thing, and he saw one of my things, and I was talking about the George Zimmerman shooting on one of my episodes. He was like, "Man, I want to bring you in to be my news guy." He was joking around in the comments, and it was just funny because like these people weren't from the beginning. Nobody was really taking me seriously. Carson is one of those guys. Nobody from the beginning was taking him seriously. Everybody was just making jokes, and it was funny. It was a meme. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna embrace this. So, and it's something that I do too, not because of him, but honestly, if I were to be starting tomorrow on YouTube and I became a meme, I'd be like, yeah, I did this because of Carson. Like Carson is that guy. He's that guy that everybody loves Carson because he's a meme. That's what it is. Just like PewDiePie. Like it's just he's a meme now, right?
he's one of those people that it's like if you do something bad to him or say you don't really like him, then the whole internet's gonna come and defend him because they just like him so much.
Yeah, he's like a national treasure.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment of Carson. My number 5, because I had to separate them because it's hard to deter the modern day versus the like old incarnation, would have to be modern day Smosh. Some of the people on there like Courtney, Olivia, Shane, Damien, amazing people. And I even some of the stuff that I do, I kind of copy them a little bit. Especially in the Xander brand content because it's multiple people. I'm like, well, this is how Smosh does it. Smosh has been really successful since Rhett and Link bought them out, so on and so forth. So I was like, I want to kind of mimic my content after them for the Xander brand, and that's kind of what I've done for the most part. Like even the podcasts are done very similarly to how they do it, how they do their podcast. I brought on other people to do more stuff because that's what Ian did, So yeah, I think modern day Smosh would be my number 5. What's your number 4, Logan?
Well, I was gonna make a comment on what you said. That's pretty interesting. So it's like I look at me and Aidan like the Anthony and Ian. I would say I'm Anthony, and I'd get Aidan to be Ian. It's like, and if we blow up in like 10 years, I'm gonna leave, and then Aidan's gonna like keep my channel, and he's gonna just hire like all of these new people to come and take my place, and it's still gonna be called like Logan Allred or it's called Satire Honey, whatever. Even though I'm gone.
Well, hold on. First, you have to get bought out by like this like evil corporation. Then like they shut down. You leave, and then like months later they shut down with all these people employed, and you're like, what? And then and Aidan has to go figure out how to get bought out by whoever's the Rhett and Link equivalent in this story.
Yes, that's exactly what will happen. Um, my number 4, we're on 4, right? It would be, honestly, this is gonna sound goofy, but it's serious. You know that Vine? It's like white people be like, and then it just shows something crazy or
Crap,
funny.
who was that? What was his name? What
He
was his
doesn't.
name?
It's unknown.
Crap.
No one knows. Then he's like, white people be like, and then it's just something like goofy, like the white people, but like just like random for each
Yeah.
thing. It's such a funny meme that inspires me to this day. And every night before I go to bed, I look at a white people be like meme compilation. So it's part of my daily routine. So I feel like that's pretty influential.
Yeah, I feel like that's very fair because I feel like in comedy the most you like to make fun of yourself, or you like whenever people make fun of you the most. Unless it's like insensitive, like, if it were like super racist about, somebody else. But like you like whenever people make jokes about you,
Yeah.
You're sitting aside, you're like, that's funny. White people do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, white people
Stuff
do
like
be
that.
like that. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
definitely.
so I think that's very fair. What about you, Aidan? We're on number 4. Yeah, what is your number 4?
All right, since we're already on the subject of modern day memes, I will say Dolan Dark or Dolan Darker. That's what he goes by now. Because I mean, Aiden DC
Yeah.
wanted to make as a meme channel, and I I would do more, but I'm kind of limited at like the type of the comedy memes I can make right now. But then yeah, and I'm also doing stuff for like Logan too. So doing stuff on Aiden DC doesn't happen as often because I'm doing stuff with Logan. But yeah, Dolan Dark memes. They've really just kind of defined the modern creativity and stuff of memes.
Number
So
5. Wait a minute, that was that guy, right? That was Dolan Dark, right?
No, that was chills.
Dolan Dark does like
Dolan Dark,
Number
he gets it,
5,
dude.
Burger King foot lettuce.
actually kind of
Everybody quotes that. Everybody quotes the Burger King foot lettuce thing. Like white people be like,
I can
and
quote the whole thing. Here, watch this. White people be like, number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus. But it turns out that might be what you get. An anonymous 4chan user uploaded a picture and said, "This is the lettuce you eat at Burger King." That's what white people be like.
what did black people
No, I think that. No, we cannot do that one. We cannot do that one. No, sir. I was waiting for somebody to say it, and I figured it would be Aidan.
Yeah, it would be me to say it.
Oh, it would
Oh
be.
my gosh. Okay, wait, who are we on? We were on Aidan. So now it's time for my number 4. Wait, who was my number 4? Okay. Yeah, so I'm going back to like the OG YouTube, like the original YouTube with Ryan Higa, cuz like his content was like top of the line. And it blurred the lines between like offensive and being offensive and being funny, right? I mean, he was just this little Asian guy who just came on screen and just made jokes about celebrities getting beat up, or I'm trying to infomercial parodies. Like, he's the guy that is most synonymous with sketch comedy. Like, Ian and Anthony later did it, but Ian and Anthony's was originally like the lip singing. But then Ryan Higa came on the scene. Ryan Higa really boomed the skits on YouTube, and he has that like SNL energy to him, and it fits well on YouTube. Like, if somebody were to modernize SNL, like, they could straight up make it a success on YouTube, right? Like, I think so. I think they really could, because he really has that SNL energy, and I think SNL is like the perfect format for comedy is SNL. I know some people may be like, well, stand up's great, or like, so is like late night shows. Nobody agrees with that. Nobody agrees that late night shows. Nobody agrees that late night shows are good comedy. But which that brings me back to your video. Every late night ever. I think about that in the back of my head all the time, because like I was watching a ton of late night videos about like late night stuff, like especially ones about Lily Singh because she's trash on late night. But and yours just you happened to post like around the time that I was watching a lot of those, and I was like, this is funny, this is accurate, because I've watched an actual detailed analysis on how this works. But yeah, I feel like SNL is probably like the best thing for comedy. I'm gonna have SNL on my honorable mentions, but I feel like definitely that's definitely one of the reasons why, because Ryan Higa definitely has that energy there. What's your number 3, Logan? We're getting close to the end.
We are.
Okay, this is gonna sound controversial. So let me explain everything. My number 3 is Keemstar, and you may be thinking Keemstar is a pretty bad person, and that's where people sort of get him wrong. He's a character himself. He's playing the bad guy on the internet. It's his personification of himself. He purposely tries to act like a terrible human being because he's the bad guy of the internet. Like he wants people to sort of hate on him. And I think love him or hate him, he's an entertainer. He's entertaining. So, just he's an example of someone sort of like PewDiePie in a different route of just someone who doesn't care. They do what they want to do for content or for whatever they want. So, Keemstar.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. That's very fair, actually.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Logan? I mean, Aidan. Sorry.
So for number 3, I might have to say for this guy, because he does multiple things, but I'm gonna say Bryan Cranston because Bryan Cranston is an actor and he's like a producer and things. I think he does help with editing.
He directed episodes of Breaking Bad too.
Yeah, so he just does it. He does a lot, and like he's in a lot of movies and stuff. And so that's kind of one thing that I like to, because I kind of when I do stuff with Logan, I edit most of the time, but I also like to try to do some acting and stuff too. And I think
Yeah.
if you kind of get big enough, you most of the time you only do one certain thing. But Bryan Cranston, he's kind of an example of like, people can still do different things.
He's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
That makes me think of someone who I have never heard of the guy, but I really want to look at what he does, because that's something that I like doing. I like staying busy. I like doing as many things as I can, so that's awesome. That's an awesome trait in a person, and someone who like really cares about what they're doing.
Have you heard of Heisenberg?
Heisenberg? No, I have not.
He's the guy who killed Gus Fring.
I feel like I'm missing out something here.
Say his name.
You are. Say his name.
Heisenberg?
You're right.
Okay. Wait a minute, we were on number 3. Okay, I've tried it. All right. Another OG YouTuber, and I think the rest of them will probably be OG YouTubers, except some of the honorable mentions on my list. My next one is Ray William Johnson, because the guy is awesome. The guy tries to stay as relevant as possible. The guy did Your Favorite Martian. The guy did =3. The guy now does TikTok videos where he roasts people. The guy is always out there. The guy's amazing, man. He's funny. And he's just like Ryan Higa with that, borderline offensive content. If you go back and watch episodes of =3, there is some definitely offensive things that he says. And I I feel like I've definitely tried to do some of the things that he did with Equals 3, like where I tried to pass some of my stuff on to other people, and it just didn't go well because, you are the person that knows your own stuff best, right? So it's really hard just to pass things on to people because there were like 3 different hosts of Equals 3 after him. No, there were 4 different hosts of Equals 3 after him, and it's just like the show wasn't the same without him, and same thing with like modern day Smosh. Like Smosh isn't the same. Smosh wouldn't work today. No, neither would Equals 3, but mainly because clip shows don't do well anymore. But like, and I think Ian said this in an episode of Smoshcast recently, but Smosh wouldn't work today. Ray William Johnson's old content wouldn't work today. He even does some offensive stuff whenever he roasts people, but he has their permission to roast them, and it's funny. Because a lot of the people will react and be like, "Oh, well, this is really accurate. This is really funny." I've thought about getting him to react to my stuff, or to get him to roast me, but I'm like, no, I'm a little too afraid to do that. Because the guy is great. The guy's good at improv. He's man, he's still kicking. He's been kicking since the OG days of YouTube. It's just amazing. Him and Smosh did this huge collaboration that was really funny at one time too, where they roasted each other, and it was fun. What's your number 2, Logan? What's your number 2?
See, 2 is harder to choose than 1. Because 1, you always have someone you're like, this is the person who I like look up to the most. But then 2, you're sort of like pushing everyone else away. And so this is sort of a complicated thought process. But you know what? I'm gonna have to say it, I get Aidan, to be honest. Aidan Dunn. Because ultimately, my YouTube channel was started out of my big ego and knowing for a fact that I was better than Aidan. So I started a YouTube channel, and within a day, I had more subscribers than him, and he had his channel for like 6 months already. So,
Yeah.
it just boosted my ego even more. So, without Aidan, I wouldn't have that.
I can say confidently that you and Aidan are both on my list. So, but yeah,
Nice.
so I think that's fair because, to be honest, Aidan. Oh man, whenever you jump on the train with other people, I try to think of nice things to say. Whenever you jump on the train with somebody, like you're like, oh, these guys are doing this thing, and it's going well for them. You have to sit there and think like, all right, I want to see what they're doing. I want to see if I can top what they're doing. And competition makes everybody thrive, right? Well, most of the time, unless it's like businesses, which sometimes make people fail. But competition makes people thrive. They're like, I know how to do this. I can do this just as good as this person, and it boosts both the people. Because whoever discovers this person is going to discover this person. Whoever discovers this person is going to discover this person, and it's just all around great. And then whenever you have mutual friends that come into play, it's great. Competition makes the best out of everyone. All right, what are you, Aidan? Aidan, are you gonna say Logan is your number 2? Because that would just be the biggest friendship goals ever.
He has to now.
No, I wasn't gonna say, man.
Unless he puts you as number 1.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but I was gonna
Back to the whole thing about competition, right?
Yeah. Speaking of well, I guess the guy's not really in competition, but he might be at the head of the game in terms of like comedic type videos, and that person is Gus Johnson. Because Gus, he makes a lot of really funny stuff, and he's not just limited to comedy too. He does like some desk videos where he talks about weird stuff like The Office or some celebrity that's just kind of made it on YouTube, but they don't really, I guess, deserve to be on YouTube. But yeah, apart from that, his stuff is just pretty goofy. It's kind of funny, and yeah, I like Gus.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's actually a really good one. I'm gonna save my thoughts for Gus for later. But so moving on to my number 2. Yeah, you guys are on my honorable mentions list. You guys aren't on my 1 or 2. Okay, I said you were on my list. You're technically on my list. My number 2 is Ian and Anthony of Smosh. I said modern day Smosh earlier in the video, but definitely Ian and Anthony are definitely a huge inspiration. What about you, Logan? What is your name your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions first.
Wait, what was that? Sorry, I missed
No,
that.
no, it's okay. I was pausing so Drake could edit it better.
You're good.
Okay. So my honorable mentions before my number 1 spot, I'd put definitely Gus Johnson there. I've been making a lot of short sketch 1 minute videos. You know,
I want to
imitating
say
the
really
same
quickly
style.
about Gus. I can really tell that you and Aidan imitate Gus so much in your content. And I can tell that you guys like Gus so much. So I
We
think
do.
I really expected Gus to be on both of your lists for that reason. Like everything that you guys do, I can see Gus Johnson in it.
Oh, I
Definitely.
love Gus Johnson so much, but like, you know, if I had to pick a long-term thing, I've discovered Gus somewhat recently. And so, you know, I just it's more of an honorable mention thing. He's like there was like one time Aiden came over to my house and like spent the night and we just watched Gus Johnson videos for probably like 12 hours or something like that, like the whole time he was
That's
over
great.
there. We just like binged every video. So Gus is definitely on there. You know, I'll put you on there too because in my first video I was memeing on you. Like, you know, that was funny, you know, I start for like the first like half a year I did YouTube or so, like I was calling my fans the sweet Logan Club. So, you know, I might still do that. I might make a video just like refer to, "Hey, Sweet Logan Club." I might do that. So yeah, I'll put
Actually,
you in there.
you officially have my permission to do that. I know before you got like a letter whenever I was doing stuff over at another place that I created, but we don't mention them. Whenever I was working over there, I know they sent you a long letter. Like I actually had there were legal people there. They sent you a letter that was like, "Hey, you cannot do this." They showed it to me. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" But I know somebody over there sent you a letter that was like, "Hey, stop doing this. You have my permission. If this is on the internet, you have my official permission. And if anybody tries to stop you, this video is proof. You have my permission to
Nice.
start using that now." All right, back to your honorable mentions.
And I'll keep my honorable mention short, even though there's plenty of people I could put on it. But my third honorable mention, maybe most important honorable mention, PewDiePie. I mean, I've known PewDiePie forever. I've watched him the whole time. He's one of the YouTubers. Like I've gone through phases of like watching a YouTuber for like a year or so, then quitting for a while, then coming back to them. But PewDiePie is one of the people that like I've watched since I like, got the YouTube app on my iPod in 2014 or something. Just like always, never stopped watching. So he's very important to me, and I love him very much. And I gave Aidan a PewDiePie shirt that was once mine, the 70 million merch club.
Oh yeah.
I think he's the only YouTuber I've ever bought merch from too. Um, but my number 1 spot after all the honorable mentions, not a YouTuber, but Quentin Tarantino, the film director, actor, and writer. I love Quentin
That is a
Tarantino
fantastic
so
one.
much.
I literally thought about putting him like straight up on my actual list. That is a really, really good one.
Mm.
He is so amazing. He acts, he writes. I look up to him a lot for his writing abilities too because I love to write. If I had to choose between just writing or just directing, I'd choose just writing. But I love that he writes and directs all of his movies, and that's what I want to do too. I want to write and direct my movies, and so he's a big inspiration in that way. So that's my top 10.
Top 10. man.
No, definitely while you guys were giving off some of your lists, I was adding people to my honorable mentions because, like, there are so many amazing people that we cannot go like delve into like super detailed things with about why or how they influenced us, but like there's definitely a lot of people that deserve recognition for how they influenced us, our content, and how much we enjoy them. Aidan, what is your honor? Give me some honorable mentions. Come on.
Okay, my honorable mention is Charlie D'Amelio.
No,
Yeah,
there is no
yeah,
way you are
yeah.
actually putting her on your honorable
I'm
mentions.
kidding.
There is no way
Yeah.
you're actually
Go
putting
on
her
my
on your
honorable.
I
honorable
think I
mentions.
know Aiden's other honorable mention now too.
Okay, hold on. I'm not trying to throw shade, because like she's an amazing person. She like made Forbes. She made like the Forbes like top 10 list, and like it's an amazing achievement. Not only because like she's so young, but also she's one of the only like billionaires to make money off of like not harming others and whatnot. So that's what is so amazing about her. Not to throw shade. I wasn't trying to be like super like rude about that one, but there's no way that you put her on your list for inspiration. She like has been doing the internet less than us.
I was just fooling
You
around.
should hear him, man. Whenever he comes over, he just talks about Charlie D'Amelio
Hey,
and
Really, really,
can't
you do
say
now.
that. No, Logan, you can't say that.
Don't
No.
edit that out, Drake. Drake, don't edit that out. That's adorable, Aiden, because I've never heard you talk about a female
I
like
have
that before. So
I have real honorable.
He was gay before he saw Charlie D'Amelio.
No,
that's hilarious.
I have real honorable mentions. Do you wanna hear?
Dixie D'Amelio.
Yes, let's hear them.
Not Dixie D'Amelio.
Mm,
For real,
mm.
I'm gonna give an honorable mention to, of course, Felix Kjellberg, because he's up top there. I also want to give one to Mr. Beast, because why not? Like Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. Like he's one. I mean, he's about like he's crazy because like it's about like doesn't really matter what age you are. You probably heard of Mr. Beast and seen some of the stuff he's done. So that's pretty cool. And I'll give another one out to Tyler Fortnite Ninja Blevins.
Yeah.
That he's the epitome of streaming. You know,
True.
he's the king of the stream and the king of like Fortnite and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Um,
thanks to him, we have a ton of virgin 11-year-olds running all over video gaming. It's great.
oh yeah. I'll give one to the Travis Scott burger because it was kind of tasty and
I'm sorry, that just made me laugh.
yeah. And yeah, that's it. But for my number one spot, oh wait, and
No, we're not doing number one yet. We're not doing number one yet. Not number one yet.
Oh, I gave my number one.
Did you? Did I miss that? You weren't supposed to give your number one. Okay.
Quentin Tarantino was my number one.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that was your number one. Okay.
I was gonna put Quentin as my
Okay, go ahead with your number one then, Aiden.
Yeah, Quentin would be an honorable mention too. But I guess I will say that the number one inspiration will have to be Logan Allred because he put me on number two. I wasn't gonna put him on number one, but let's be real, I wouldn't have anything to do if it wasn't for Logan having some videos to keep me entertained. And like I mean doing stuff on like my own channel that doesn't really have anything to do with Logan really because I mean I hardly do much on there anyways, but really just like you know doing stuff, helping me to make videos, basically coming up with the ideas, and then I'll like maybe be like, "Oh, this is a good one," or this is really bad. Like
Yeah.
if he ever decided he wanted to make a video about like people who dress up as sheep for some reason and like do a commentary about it, hint, 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 hint. Maybe. and then like
Maybe.
thing, then I would be like, "That's a terrible idea." But if it was one where we were doing a milk chugging video, I'd be like, "Ah, that's pretty cool." So I can be honest with Logan. He'll be like, "Oh, okay."
You guys
Well,
have to call that milk battle. You guys have to call that milk battle.
I was gonna call it Milk Chug Challenge 2020, and then we were gonna have Milk
Don't do
Chug
that.
Challenge 2021. Milk Battle.
Do it milk battle. That way you're kind of like, because you said that was inspired by food
The
battle. So
Smosh.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, call it milk battle. I'm sure there's not a big. I'm sure there's not a lot of things on the internet called milk battle anyways, and there's a lot of milk chug videos. You don't want to be encapsulated with that that group. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Aidan can testify for this. I come up with a lot of ideas for videos. Like I'm sort of just whenever I find out that like Aidan's coming over, I'm going over to his house, whatever. Like I immediately just like infinite ideas pop into my brain. And so let's say for every like 100 video ideas I have, Aidan says 99 of them are stupid. And he's basically right. And you know that one video we make tends
But
to
it's
be
worth
like the one that I could be most proud of. I mean,
yeah.
sometimes we make a couple misses here and there. Like, let's say, for example, looking at weird pictures of beans or going to Subway.
This
Like
girl.
this Go Girl video. That was a bad idea, but that's because I ignored Aidan's opinion. If I hadn't ignored his opinions of him saying they were bad, then they would have been good. But see, so I have to basically run all my ideas through him, or else I'll just make like 99% garbage.
You guys definitely have to make like a secondary channel to put all of your stupid stuff on. Like start using Aidan DC as like the stupid stuff.
The stupid
Like you guys should
stuff.
start doing that. No, you should put that in the description of it too. The stupid stuff, and just start using that for the stupid content, you guys. I think that's a fair idea. You guys should do that. All right, I haven't even gotten to my list, have I, for the honorable mentions? All right,
No.
so my honorable mentions: Ninja, Justine, Grace Helbig, Jenna Marbles, Rumi, definitely Fred because of the characters, Matt Hardy, as I've already mentioned, popular MMOs, Markiplier, Fallout Boys, because without him I wouldn't be here on the platform as big as I am. SNL, definitely. Andy Samberg / Lonely Island, amazing. Gus Johnson, Jack Black, Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd of ERB. Definitely Quentin Tarantino, Alfred Hitchcock, definitely some amazing guys. Steven Spielberg is great. Steven Hillenburg, because like most of my comedy came from SpongeBob, and I think that he's like definitely a good portion of my childhood. So that's definitely my earliest form of comedy that I ever watched was SpongeBob, and it's just great. I have a golden honorable mention because I really wanted to put him first, but this other creators on a lot higher than them. Mr. Beast is my golden honorable mention because he does so many charitable things while having fun. He likes to show the good side of things, which is that type of content pulls at my heartstrings, just like you two using each other on your list and Aidan trying to one up Logan with the number one spot. That type of stuff pulls on my heartstrings, you know. And it's like whenever I watch the TV show Undercover Boss, like it just pulls at my heartstrings seeing what those guys will do, even though most of them are like really greedy, nasty people. I still definitely like love watching them do stuff like that. But yeah, so then my number one is Rhett and Link, because going along with that Mr. Beast thing, they are like the nicest people on the planet. Like there's many people to attest to that. They bought out Smosh whenever Smosh was like going under and like super in demise. They are the business people I want to be one day. They are the people I want to be one day, and they're definitely the creators that I want to be one day. They've tried everything, they've done everything, and they keep doing it. They're real best friends. They're from North Carolina, which is like a big plus. And you know, a lot of stuff like that. Rhett and Link, amazing guys, did amazing things. are still doing amazing things. They tried some stuff that failed, although they don't address it sometimes. They still have learned from their failures and have picked themselves up.
Yeah, I love Rhett and Link. They're great. Hold on, wait. Can I give like a 2 more honorable mentions? Okay.
Ed.
So
Yeah, that's good.
So honorable mention plus would be Penguin Zero, Moist Critical. Probably the biggest booming commentary channel right now. He's great, love him. And he just sits there and he makes very minimalistic videos, no real editing involved. I mean, some obviously, but he takes highlights from his streams and then he talks into a camera. Those are his 2 styles of videos. And it speaks a lot about him. He's a minimalistic guy, and I think a good person. So that's honorable mention number 1. And then honorable mention number 2 would have to be Dixie D'Amelio. Aidan said Charlie D'Amelio as a joke, right? He just said that he's a goofball. Let's be honest here. We know Aidan. He is a goofball, and he doesn't take too many things seriously in life. But I do take life seriously. And Dixie D'Amelio released a song recently called Be Happy. And I really liked it. And, I'd say Dixie D'Amelio.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. That's enough fangirling. That's enough fangirling over. Yeah. That's enough fangirling over Dixie D'Amelio. Thank you guys for watching the Full Force podcast. We are not simps. We are not simps here. We're running out of time, guys. I'm like really serious. We're running out of time. We are not simps here. Although we do appreciate the attractiveness of Dixie and Charlie, I guess. Thank you guys for watching the Full Force podcast. I will see you guys next week. I don't think either one of these guys will be on here, especially with those comments. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching the Full Force podcast. I will see you guys next week. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all the podcast platforms. I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching.